I want to, as we kind of wrap up here, I do want to come back to AI. Jerry, you mentioned it, but Ben, how did earlier you guys weren't here? We did a demonstration. My colleague Andrew Sorkin and I recreated ourselves and our voices. How do you see it? I mean, is it a benefit or is it a real threat? Is it possible that a Netflix could say, we're going to do our own, James Bond thing out there with a bunch of actors that are completely recreated for this market or that market?
A, that's not possible now. B, will it be possible in the future? Highly unlikely. C, movies that will be one of the last things, if everything gets replaced, to be replaced by AI. AI can write you excellent imitative verse that sounds Elizabethan. It cannot write you Shakespeare. The function of having 2 actors or 3 or 4 actors in a room and the taste to discern and construct that is something that currently entirely eludes AI's capability, and I think will for a meaningful period of time. What AI is going to do is going to disintermediate the more laborious, less creative, and more costly aspects of filmmaking that will allow costs to be brought down, that will lower the barrier to entry, that will allow more voices to be heard, that will make it easier for the people who want to make Good Will Huntings to go out and make it. Look, AI is a craftsman at best. Craftsmen can learn to, make stickly furniture by sitting down next to somebody and seeing what their technique is and imitating. That's how large video models, large language models basically work. A library of vectors of meaning and transformers that interpret context, right? But they're just cross-pollinating things that exist. Nothing new is created.
Not yet.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and these old niggas be on some BS. Ben Affleck is not impervious to it, even though he played Batman in the Superman versus Batman film and even the Justice League. These old people be relics. They be the last people to fucking know. First of all, while visual effects and special effects, CGIs, green screens will be the things of the past, and AI replace them probably next year. Human people will be replaced. Now, I talk about this with my friends and people I know all the time. They have holograms of Tupac, Eazy-E, Michael Jackson, and so on and so forth, right? There's just a matter of time before someone has a simulated hologram where they have like a portable contraption that somebody holds for the hologram to actually appear and be able to perform on stage, able to appear in films, even do live interviews. Like, what are we talking about here? And they'll be able to recreate the background, never mind a green screen. They won't even need that. I seen an interview with the interviewer on 60 Minutes where they made a replica face model of him talking, or they put his what he was going to say into a speech, I guess, program, sampled his voice, made a face that looks just like him in a background that looked like the newsroom, and he gave a whole 1 minute and 30-second news brief, and he never did that. It will be just a matter of time before they do that with actors. Now, maybe they'll have voiceover people, right? Because you can't sample a voice from somebody that doesn't exist, and they'll probably still have jobs where they sample actual people's voices. But beginning, they'll have probably voiceover actors, but they won't need you physically there, and they can cut down on the cost on creating the film. Not to mention they're only making a whole bunch of comic book films for the next 30, 40 fucking years, so it really won't matter because they're not making When Harry Met Sally, or they're not making Set It Off, and they're not making Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting, Private Ryan, or Saving Private Ryan. They're not making movies like that. They're making Marvel movies, John Wick, and Mission Impossible 19. The fuck are we talking about here? He didn't get the memo. Your job, while you won't be working in it, will be taken over. When they say AI is taking over 80% of the jobs, that's exactly what they mean. Get ready. In any event, I'm out.